Team into the third, and our first sighting of a human faction in this little finale. We've got Dale with his Blackshot Dragon Slayer. So this is from Get Rekt's perspective here. Only an 8k battle though. They're getting shorter, boys. We've got Earls of Dale and Dalian Cav on the flank. Okay, no. Yeah, and another Earl of Dale on the left flank too. A lot of counter cavalry power, but up against Khand, I think it's probably fair enough. He's got his lumbermen, 3 units of lumbermen, so expecting a bit of armor today, or just wanting to use this beefy shock unit. Dalian Paladins, Dismounted Earls of Dale, Blackshot Dragon Slayers, that's where the general is today. Swordmaster of Esgaroth, being mixed in amongst the Barding Herd. Now, usually, with Barding Herd, usually phalanxes, you know, you want a shielded unit, but the Barding Herd actually have a shield anyway, so you can kind of mix them up with something like the Swordmaster of Esgaroth, that's fair enough. But Dismounted Earls of Dale over here, just to supply their even better armor, better shield value. And then Swordmaster of Esgaroth on the right flank, with Keldrin River Patrol in the center there. Fair enough. He's going to be continuing to craft his army, or craft his formation, I should say. Okay, I mean, what kind of scares me, all of these lumbermen getting shot up by horse archers. I mean, they're spread out to avoid that for sure, and they can hide, so they can't be targeted unless they're on the move or they're actually nearby an enemy unit. So that's going to keep them a bit safe, but still I'm a little bit worried. Also, Dalian Cav, you know, they're lancers. They're not spear cavalry. They don't have an anti-cavalry bonus. They have been not given an armor upgrade either. There's not a lot of like spears. So we're just relying on our Earls of Dale to protect us from enemy cavalry. I mean, I guess Khan doesn't have that many lancers, but as we've seen in the last few battles, horse archers can charge just as well. And you know, these halberds they're for the front line. They're not for countering cav. We don't even have like mass archers to shoot at the enemy cav. It's a lot of armor piercing, which Khan does. I mean, the Nurad forces are armored, of course, but you know, they're not exceptionally well. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. It all makes sense now. It definitely all makes sense now. I'm such a silly belly. So Khazad Dum is actually what Muffins is playing with today. So he's got his Dwarven Miners and Hammerers of Gundabad. Yeah, the armor piercing makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense. Sentries of Khazad Dum there along the front line, going to be outranging those Barding Herd, even though they've got some armor piercing. Their halberds, they're shorter range. We saw that a lot with the, you know, the Dunman pikes in that Wildman free-for-all I did a while ago. Dunman pikes just beating Barding Herd just because they could outrange them. Dwarven Miners, Orc Hunters again, and more Orc Hunters. They'll fold back into their formation. They're just putting down those stakes to keep themselves safe. A lot of stakes spreading around the lines. First Legion Pikes there, and Legion Bodyguard. So, my man Muffins definitely wants the fighting to happen here. And because Dale has not actually gone that deep into their archers, he might get his wish. You know, he's actually, I think this is quite a rare thing, but Khazad Dum, I think, has got a superior archer force to Dale right now. Holy smokes. But I guess that's fair enough. Like, Get Rekt wouldn't have wanted to bring, like, Dalian archers to just have their arrows bounce off the sturdy dwarven armor. He would have wanted to take, you know, only his armor-piercing archers. Which those Blackshots... Now, this is the thing. If Blackshots can outrange Orc Hunters, I don't think it's by very much. And he's not going to want to get into... He's definitely not going to want to get into a skirmish fight with Orc Hunters. Yeah, I mean, this Dale's going to have to attack. Muffins has got this. He's got the initial, like, situation there with his archers. He's got the skirmish victory there without even having to fight it. That's 3 Orc Hunters as well, so they can get 3 before they go into the red limit, because they are Khazad Dum's only archer. So they're allowed to take another one before they hit red, which is good. I like this though. Of course, it was kind of framed and prepared to come down the main line there, but Dale's just said no. And Muffins has decided, hey, right, okay, you're not coming down where I want you to, so I'm going to try and rattle some shots into you as you move. He's keeping himself safe. He's got guys behind him, shield guard there, so he can't really just send a charge in. Willy-nilly. He's got some Dalian cav hiding in those forests. Muffins would have seen them move over there, but in the heat of battle, you can forget things. You can be watching the enemy and think, okay, yeah, good, I've got cav dominant, or like the enemy's got no cav left, and suddenly this Dalian cav unit that got hidden away 5 minutes ago, and, you know, comes creeping on out. Okay, alright, it's quite open, but it's certainly not a narrow battlefield for Dale. Those lumbermen, I mean, still probably a worthy target. Oh, and we're getting some shots coming over. We are getting some shots coming over by those orc hunters. No, okay. Just a little bit. I think that was maybe just a fire at will situation. And that was stopped as it should have been. You definitely don't want to fire up and over at something like this. Muffins is... Okay, good. Kind of leaving that spear unit there is going to constantly remind Muffins. He's going to see that and he's going to know, right, I left that there for a reason. Yep, cav in that forest. So, that's pretty good, but... Right, Dale's moving. Get Rekt is really shutting up here. And he might be too fast for... No, okay, Muffins is... He's rotating now. As I say, this fight is just going to be happening somewhere that that Muffins didn't want it to. Don't give the enemy the fight that they want you to have. If you can move around them, if you can strike somewhere else, it's quite fun to do that when an enemy is perfectly placed on a hill, like waiting for you to come at them, and then you just kind of walk up the hill further down the way, and then you just have an even fight. So it sort of is what Get Rekt's done here, but he's been running, so his men are a bit warmed up. That's when they're sort of the strongest, but they're about to get tired out, and I think they probably will be tired before they actually make contact. Especially because Muffins is sort of running away from them like this. Yeah, Muffins, you just got to get firing, and the lumbermen, I think, are your best target. If you can guarantee just a perfect shot at them, I would shoot at the lumbermen. There are sorts of armor piercing. They'll get some good efficiency against you, and you can drop them so quickly. Yeah, that's what we're going for. A lot of these lumbermen dying right off the bat there. Swordmasters, though, actually shoot. Yeah, I mean, swordmasters don't have armor piercing, but that's who I'd be going for, especially because they're tightly packed together. So I would certainly want to pick them if I could. God, these poor lumbermen and swordmasters. Ooh, Get Rekt. No time to form up. Just go. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit too aggressive there, but yeah, just staying like this, you're just getting shot at. I think as soon as he got there, he needed to just rush. And because he's kind of sat there for a minute, he's lost about 10 of these swordmasters that he didn't really have to. Oh, he's interesting. Okay, Get Rekt's not done maneuvering. He's going to be getting all the way around him if he can. It's another 10 swordmasters dropped. And he's making contact now. But his men are winded. And these dwarves are not at all. And they've got dwarven endurance, so they're going to be around for a while. Get Rekt's left flank is pretty shattered. What have we got going on the right? It's not as badly bloodied up. River Patrol there, getting ready to throw their jabs. Dismounted Earls of Dale, I mean, yeah. More than capable of kind of going toe-to-toe with a lot of dwarven infantry. Got some amazing armor themselves. Unfortunately taking a... Ouch! Okay, we know what that means. Iron Watch. Rattling some shots in, but inflicting a fair bit of friendly fire too. Using Iron Watch in an open field. Bold move, Muffins, bold move. But yeah, if you're firing further back in the lines, that can definitely work out. God, these poor swordmasters. Yeah, they've been just killed to a man. That's a terrible shame. Barding Herd engaging now, but yeah, we're probably seeing what we kind of thought with this sort of outranged situation going on for the Barding Herd. It's close though. This is really tightly packed. He's done a good job of actually getting right up in their faces. So it's not going terribly, but yeah, the sentries are sort of good enough to hold it. Oh dear, Hammers of Gundabad clashing with the lumbermen. I mean, if those lumbermen can just tie up the hammerers for a bit, to be honest, yeah, they'll inflict a casualty or two against the hammerers. Not many, but a handful. Now, what I'm excited about though, is kind of pulled those hammerers out of formation. And maybe it's time for those cavaliers to run on over. and get backstab into the hammers, or into just about anything over here. Could be an idea. Could be an idea. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. But we do have a unit of lumbermen all the way around the flank as well. These, oh, the Swordmaster of Esgaroth getting tied up with the Dwarven miners. That's an amazing fight for them for sure. Overall, front line looks like it's going in favor of the dwarves quite considerably. But these flanks are working out for Get Rekt. After suffering some nasty flanks in the previous fight up against the Agmarim, he's inflicting a bit of it as well. I like this. Militia shock versus militia shock. Okay, good. The lumbermen are throwing out a quick little charge there, but they are outnumbered in this case, and I'm pretty sure dwarven miners are actually a bit more armoured than lumbermen, so they should carry that. But still, tying them up, stopping them from flanking around you is not a bad idea. Hammers are going to bad. They're through now, but yeah. Oh, Dale Cav. There we are. I'd go for the hammerers. I think that's... Oh, well, he is going for the hammerers. He's just going for a different... Why? Why? Come on, dude. That was gorgeous. I mean, the tree got in your way, but oh, damn, that's a shame. Maybe he looked at it for a second, he thought it was a different type of unit, and he shrunk back. That second charge is not going to be, like, so 143. They've got a different target. They've got the Iron Watch as their target. Ah, no! Get wrecked, damn! That's a damn shame. Okay, River Patrol. Yeah, ripped up and started getting folded around. What are those Paladins? Paladins coming around for the flank, into the Orc Hunters, anything they'll beat in this situation. First Legion Pikes, though, yeah, that's the front line folded up entirely. So we're now just how much damage can Get Rekt do with his Dragon Slayers. Hammers are going to bad, yeah, for sure. They'll get ripped apart. Barding Herd trying their very best here. Getting flanked a bit. Swordmaster of Esgaroth now going up against Legion Bodyguard. Earls of Dale coming on over for a few smashes into their backs. Dwarven Miners, alright. Into the... Oh, okay. Into the Iron Watch with the Earls of Dale. Yep, smashing them about. Dalian Cav alongside them. The Shield Guard are going to be chasing them off, though. Let's go to 1x speed. Everything's pretty contained now. First Legion Pikes, though. How do you counter the First Legion Pikes apart from Blackshot Dragon Slayer fire to the back? That's about it. Nice armor, shield, armor-piercing spear. They're just such monsters. We have seen them get mopped up quite quickly if you do get a perfect flank. They're far from unkillable, but they are good. Dalian Paladins, yeah, the First Legion Pikes are a damn good unit to use up against the Dalian Paladins. They'll just be able to outrange them. Armor piercing, get through a lot of that sturdy ass dwarven made armor as well, so they'll poke them on down and take him out. Damn shame for such a beautiful unit there. Earls of Dale still trying to stay active though. We do have this Cav superiority, but the stakes hidden amongst these trees, these stakes are going to be a constant worry for him. And maybe, wait, was that why he darted away? No. I'm not seeing any stakes over there, but perhaps that was the reason for pulling back the way he did. He caught sight of these stakes and panicked for a second. Could have been it. And yeah, no, that was admit. He could have racked up a good few more kills there. Could have been quite active with his Cav. But what would have just happened is Khazad Dum could have started to box up. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way, just like really watched out for himself with his pikes. And the Cav could have been useless. Now, I think, unfortunately, Dale is a faction I know a fair bit better. I think that fight was kind of... It was lost in the army composition phase. And unfortunately... I mean, they racked up a few kills. I wouldn't have taken 2 Earls of Dale. Maybe 1, but probably not. I would have probably just ditched an Earl of Dale and grabbed another unit of Dalian Cav. And I would have wanted another archer. Even though, of course, it's going to be probably kind of useless up against the sturdy armor. I still think I would have gone for one. Barding Herd there, yeah, just smashed about by the longer range. You know, that's just something that we've seen quite a lot. I mean, these battles are from a while ago, but we've seen it quite recently too. Swordmaster of Esgaroth doing pretty well, but yeah, these poor guys just getting shot to pieces too. You know, Dale's got an amazing skirmish potential. And had we had some archers, even though we wouldn't have done much damage with them, we would have won the skirmish fight. You know, we would have hopefully been able to use up the Orc Hunters of Khazad Dum's ammo, and then we could have maybe had the fight happen elsewhere. lumbermen. Good stuff from these boys. Good. Nice. And these 3 were probably fighting the hammers of Gundabad, maybe, or just shot to pieces. No, probably not shot to pieces, but... Oh, no casualties healed, though, so fair. I don't think you heal if you lose, maybe. River Patrol, nice. Oh yeah, they were a certain pack, for sure. But, as I say, maybe a little bit of a change to the army composition could have had things go a fair bit better. But we'll zoom over to muffins. Just because it's been quite a running theme for the past few battles, I'll once again sort of look at the men deployed. And it's quite rare to see a dwarf being, so close to their human adversaries. But Get Rekt did go for quite a high quality army, as we saw. Not really any Lake Town forces brought to bear. But muffins, let's see how those Iron Watch did. I'm quite excited about that. The pikes, actually, the First Legion pikes, I'm kind of surprised. I guess they were set in a bit later, and they did go for some of the more sort of exceptional quality units on that front line. Sentries of Khazad Dum, though, that was, they really carried it. But I stopped midway through because I was quite surprised to see actually how much was killed by the Orc Hunters. I guess they were, that I shouldn't be surprised by that. They really did kill so many of the Swordmasters and a lot of the Lumbermen as well. Iron Watch, 191. That's impressive, actually. I will check in a second, actually. You can see, right, casualty sustained. This number inside of the brackets, that's how much damage was done by friendly fire. So these poor First Legion pikes did take a bit of a beating, but hopefully it was quite worth it for them. So we're on to the 4th then.